Observe, record, tabulate, communicate. Use your 5 senses. Learn to see, learn to hear, learn to feel, learn to smell, and know that by practice alone you can become an expert. William Osler, Canadian physician, 1849 to 1919, the father of modern medicine. William Osler rewrote the book on medicine and diagnostic studies. He established medical residency and was one of the 4 founders of Johns Hopkins Hospital. He pushed medical students to talk to their patients and learn a better history than the other methods produce alone, to listen to them, to look at them, to use their senses as quoted above. He also said, "He who studies medicine without books sails an uncharted sea, but he who studies medicine without patience does not go to sea at all." One might nod and appreciate how his career affected modern medicine as we know it, but many may immediately wonder how these quotes apply to writing. In all writing, especially prose fiction, one needs to be detailed in order to get their point across. Convince your readers or audience that not only should they understand what you are saying, but to care enough to listen to it at all. A common composition axiom given to authors is to show, not tell. The senses, and making your reader practically salivate from how you use them in your descriptions, are how one can keep a good story hook in for segments where the pace may otherwise be slow. Granted, descriptions should be but one of your tools, but used effectively they can leave readers flabbergasted at how impressive they can be in the right hands. Using the 5 human senses is a practice commonly pointed to in many writing aid books with caution as to pace. I wholeheartedly agree. However, many aid books in most schools never told you that there are more than 5 human senses, and additionally, more literary senses as well. Yes, play that again if you wish. Your schools lied to you. The senses are but one of many examples of lies told to students, some of which will be covered in later appropriate episodes. Hearing, scent, sight, taste, and touch, the 5 senses most humans have. The common senses that almost everyone agrees upon because they are externally evident via sensory organs. What other senses are there? How about your vestibular sense? Don't recognize the term? If you're leaning back in a chair or even sitting upright, you are using it. Your sense of balance. If, for example, you were to write a situation where a character were riding any form of vessel, with the exception of inertialess ones in some science fiction, you could put in detail as to how they and others are affected by the bumps, curves, speed, and changes in elevation by their journey. How about your temperature sense? In heat, we sweat and take shorter breaths, trying to cool ourselves off, and during bitter cold winds we shiver and try to warm ourselves with garments, friction, and other methods. Your characters and scenes should be affected by any described variance in temperature as well. How about kinesthetic sense? Now granted, this is even stranger than vestibular, but you use it every day. It's a sense that allows you to keep your various body parts in relation to each other in your mind. If you feel an itch on your skin or an insect on your back, you don't need your hands to run along your entire body to deal with the situation. They go where you think that it is coming from. How about your sense of pain? While this can be linked to your sense of touch or temperature, your sense of pain can also rise when you are ill or otherwise in danger. Every time your body feels pain, it signals your brain so that most people are conditioned to avoid said situation. Pain comes in a variety of different forms and degrees, from tingling to burning and all other levels. Should your characters enter situations they feel pain in, they should react accordingly, even if their reaction method might not be considered normal. There's also a sense of time, allowing one to attempt reaction within a specific frame of reference, or how quickly time seems to be going by due to how busy they are during its passing or other effects. These are the verifiable human senses that should be considered when describing the worlds that your characters live and breathe in. Are those all the senses? Not by a long shot. All senses are a filter with which we perceive and react to the world around us. Some biological from birth, such as the ones above, whereas others have been expanded upon as we grow. Common sense, a mixture of various notions to consider from one's own experience and that of others. A sense of humor, which tells us what is socially considered acceptable or not in a particular situation, as well as how hard to laugh or otherwise respond, and what sort of humor might be classified as. A sense of irony, being able to actually understand that it is an unexpected result due to other information. Sadly, the word irony is greatly misappropriated by so many who have less sense than they claim, which is in itself tragic irony. Then there is a sense of foreboding, a feeling that something bad is about to happen, something without any external reason to explain said feeling. A sense of security, the opposite, may warm one without external reasoning as well, or may have reasons valid or overconfident. A sense of place, that location holds a mysterious rightness to its location and synchronicity, or lack thereof to the neighboring landscape. A sense of belonging or community, a psychological need to join a larger group, often coupled with a sense of security, a sense of scale, in which one uses sight to determine information about objects or concepts in reference to one another. A sense of justice, believing that morality has won out at the resolution of a situation. I could continue, but the list is inexhaustibly long and complex with various senses overlapping in many cases. The point is that as an author and storyteller, don't forget to describe using your senses and remember that there are more than 5 of them.